satellite for this planet and helplessly strung to this planet and making its rounds. So what is the significance? Why these full moons and no moons are held significant? Probably many of you know that you may not know, I hope you do not know this by experience. You should know that if someone is mentally disturbed on a full moon day, on a new moon day, they get little more disturbed than usual. You're aware of this? Happens to you? Say yourself, you just bear with me, don't worry about the camera. So, it doesn't happen to you, but it does happen to somebody. So it is not that moon instigates madness, it is just that when the moon takes certain positions, it heightens whatever you are. If you are loving, you become more loving. If you're joyful, you become more joyful. If you're blissful, you become much more blissful. If you're a little insane, you become much more insane. If you're meditative, you become far more meditative. It just enhances everything that you are. So we consider these days important so that you consciously create the right kind of quality in you so that it gets enhanced. Today is Paurnami, in the morning you get up and you be in a certain way, you create a certain quality in you so that by evening that quality is enhanced. So whatever the qualities that you are, so that you start engineering it more consciously than being a victim of unconscious eruptions within yourself. So the moon does not make you mad or meditative, it just enhances whatever you are. You know, even the ocean goes mad. If you are a swimmer on the beach, it's madness for you. But if you are a skipper of a large vessel, it is a boon for you. But something is happening. The very ocean is trying to rise. When the very ocean is trying to rise, the situation may be conducive for you also to rise, probably, if you are willing to make use of it. And moon's influence on human life is far more than that. To do anything with yourself, to be aware where the moon is could be useful because it creates different types of qualities and energies in the system. If one is aware, he could make use of it. In English language, moon is lunar. If you take a step further, you become a lunatic. So generally, the influence of the moon is considered illogical. Anything illogical, generally in the West got labeled as madness or insanity. But here, we always saw the limitations of logic. Logic is very useful to conduct the material aspect of your life. If you want to do your business, you want to build a house, you want to do all the things in the world, you have to be logical, there is no other way to conduct it. This is the problem with us. To conduct the outside, we call the divine. To conduct the inward, we try to go at it logically. Both won't work for us. So, when it comes to subjective dimensions of life, if you're not willing to step beyond the limitations of your logic, then nothing ever will happen. If I ask you to close your eyes and do something very simple, you sit here and calculate, okay, if I do this, what will I get, what will happen, this, nothing will ever happen to you. If anything beautiful has to touch you in your life, if meditation has to touch you, if love has to touch you, if bliss has to touch you, you must be illogical. Everything is logically correct, but you have a long face, because everything is correct with you. You're correct, but life doesn't work like that. If you wake up in the morning, tomorrow morning when you wake up, lying down in your bed, think 100% logically. Do not think of all those beautiful moments in your life. Do not go back to any experience which matters to you. Do not think of the birds in the sky, the sunrise, the flowers in your garden, your child's face or a loving moment in your life. Don't look at any of that. Just think logically. Now you actually have to get out of bed. That's not a small feat. Is it a small feat? It's not a small feat. And then you have to go to the toilet. Then you have to eat, work, eat, work, eat, go to sleep. Again tomorrow morning, same thing. Cut out the experiential aspect. Think of your life 100% logically and see. You have to do the same damn things for the next 30, 40, 50 years. And if you do yoga, it gets elongated. It gets stretched further, you know. The same nonsense every day, every day, every day. Just think logically, is it worth it? Is it worthwhile? Is it worthwhile? No. Moments of extreme logic are moments of suicide. And all of you have been committing suicide like this, but you don't do anything these days in one shot. You do everything in installments. You're committing suicide also in installments. I want you to just look back. If you're unable to look back, when you go home today, I want you to rummage into your old pictures and see when you were 5, 6 years of age, how your face was. It was like this. Now, it's getting longer and longer. So, if you have to step out of your logic, unless you do it in a certain way, it sounds senseless. Because right now, your idea of sense is only logical, isn't it? But please see, the most beautiful moments in your life have happened to you only when you kept your logic aside a little bit. Yes? Logically examine your love affair and see, it'll be the most stupid thing you can do. Really. Yes or no? Maybe it's the most beautiful thing in your life, but logically dissect your love affair and look at it, it is the most idiotic thing you can do. But it might have become the most beautiful experience in your life. So the logical dimension of life and the experiential possibility of who you are diametrically opposite. So in yoga, we look at you as two aspects, the sun and the moon. You've seen the symbolism? You've heard of the word hatha, hatha yoga? Hatha means ha, means sun, tha means moon. So these are the two dimensions. There are various symbolisms for this. You have seen Shiva being represented as half man, half woman, all these things to suggest there is a logical dimension to you and there's a dimension beyond that. If you do not explore both, you will be an incomplete human being, or you will be only half alive. So when we say a spiritual process or yoga or whatever, what we're looking at is how to become a full-fledged life process, not a half-life process. Just the body is alive, that's not good enough. Everything in you should be aflame. Only then you will see whether something is happening or nothing is happening, it's worth being here. If you sit here, it's worth being here. If you open your eyes, it's worth being here. If you close your eyes, it's worth being here. Otherwise, whatever is happening, it's not worth being here, simply because only a part of you is alive, the other part is yet to come alive. So the moon, today being a full moon, the clouds are hiding it, but don't worry. Whether you can see it or not, the influence of the moon is very much there. Because on a no moon day or a new moon day, the influence of the moon is far more than on the full moon day. So whether you perceive something or do not perceive something is not the issue, the influence is anyway there. There is a logical element to you which helps you to handle the material well. There's a dimension beyond logic, without it the subjective dimensions can never be accessed. The moon is a symbolic representation of that dimension.
About compulsions and evening person and morning person, I was wondering how can I decrease my hours of sleep? How can I improve my sleep quality?
You want to increase the quality of your sleep means you want to reduce the quantity, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, somehow
Okay.
both. My need for the hours I want to increase and I want to improve the quality.
Okay. See, sleep is not a requirement in one's life. What the body requires is rest. Sleep is just one form of rest. Lot of people are beginning to think, in Tamil Nadu if somebody says, rest pannikaranga, means they're sleeping. Need not be, you can sit and rest, isn't it? Yes? You can stand and also rest. You're running, if you stand, doesn't it feel like rest? You're standing, if you sit down, doesn't it feel like rest? There are many ways of resting. The most important thing is, rest means you're changing the energy equation, where consumption is lowered, production is going on at the same pace. So after a period of time, you feel rejuvenated because consumption has been lowered. Essentially, you're managing the energy equation. If you're in activity, the consumption is more. Whatever you're producing, it's not enough. After some time, you feel exhausted because the consumption has been heavy. If you lower the consumption and increase the production, after some time you feel energized. Suppose you're running, if you run a mile, after that you can't take another step, let's say. Oh, many of you have been running for Isha marathons, Isha Vidya marathons. After 42 kilometers, all right. Whenever. After a mile or two, you can't take another step. Don't eat anything, don't drink anything, just sit down for 10 minutes. Again you find rejuvenated, isn't it? All you have done is lowered the consumption, production is still at the same level. So now there are ways to lower the consumption and increase the productivity also. So if you come to a certain state of ease, when I say ease, it's not something that most people will ever understand, because most people are not at ease. If you're at total ease, if the system is at total ease, everything is at ease, it is well rested, always it is rested. Because it's so rested throughout the day, if you sleep in the afternoon, do you see you can't sleep much in the night? Yes? Oh, you already experimenting? If you sleep in the afternoon, you can't sleep much in the night unless you're sick or you're very tired because of something. Because it's well rested in the day, it can't sleep in the night. So you don't have to necessarily sleep. If you sit here also, if your body is resting, you will see your sleep quota will naturally shrink. How to increase the quality of sleep? Don't try to increase the quality of sleep. The ideal way to live is, there is no sleep in my life. But that's not possible right now, still body has some inertia. So it sleeps minimum. Rest of the time, it is at ease. If you keep this at ease, then sleep does not occur to the body unless it comes to a certain point of exhaustion. So body is never ever asking for sleep, but it is definitely asking for rest. If you do not know how to sit here in a restful manner, it will try to rest like this. If you can sit here totally at ease, it'll sit here for hours without falling asleep. Otherwise, this is the only way it knows how to rest. So do not try to increase the quality of sleep, there's no such thing. Just learn to keep your body restful and at ease consciously. If you sit here now, one simple thing you can do is you sit down, you come and sit down here, just move your attention from the top of your head down to your toes and see if everything is loose and easy and relaxed and at ease. Are you sitting like this? Just sit, just bring this to ease as much as you can. Not everything is in your conscious level. As much as you can consciously, bring it to ease. You will see suddenly if you are the kind who will fall asleep at 10 o'clock, if you simply 1 hour you sit here at ease, you will see your sleep will get postponed by half an hour. You won't feel sleepy at 10. Naturally you're awake. So instead of trying to increase the sleep quality, now you increase the quality of life. If you increase the quality of life, when I say increasing the quality of life, nothing in your life, whatever you may be doing, from simple breathing to any complex activity that you do in your life, the quality of that will not improve if you cannot do it with ease. Is that so? Only when you can do something with total ease. Let's say you're riding a bicycle. If you're riding like this, you can't say you're enjoying your cycling. If you can ride it with ease, with so much ease that even if you take off your hands, it'll go only straight, the way you want it to go, you're at ease. Because that you're at ease, the quality of your cycling has improved, isn't it? Or because the quality of your cycling has improved, you come to an ease. Whichever way, only if you're at ease, it means the quality of what you're doing has reached a certain pitch. The quality of your life has touched a certain dimension only because you're at ease. So these two things are connected. So if you enhance the quality of your life, naturally sleep quota will go down. If the quality of your life goes bad, you can't do anything with ease, then also you cannot sleep. But stressfully you cannot sleep. Not because you're well rested you cannot sleep because you're stressed out. If you do this, you will not live long. If your body does not get enough rest, it will die, it will break, something will go. If you are not at ease, that means you are in dis-ease. You're heading there. You are in dis-ease means you're in a certain state of ill health. But if we say you're diseased, that means you're dead. So don't stay into the direction of disease, move into the direction of ease. If you become totally ease, sleep quota will come down. quality of sleep will be good because quality of life is good. You want to increase only the quality of your sleep. Life does not work like that. If you wake up well in the morning, you will also sleep well in the night. There's a whole lot of systems to give this to people. In the Eastern cultures, in India particularly, all the systems are built into one's life. Of course, they're throwing it away because they all became modern. Modern means to be distressed, constantly in tension, agitated, worked up about everything, that means you're really modern. Otherwise, traditionally, all these things were built in. From morning when you wake up till you go to sleep, what you should do, how you should handle yourself, all these things were fixed. Till the beginning of this generation, everybody was aware. Suddenly they all became English educated and they become modern and tense. Otherwise, this was called achara vichara, what to do, what not to do. Everything is built from morning to night, all aspects of life, how to do it. If you do it like that, so that you can do everything with ease, as much ease as possible. So those who are not able to dedicate their life to yoga and spiritual process, for them it was built into natural culture. At least this much ease you know, so that you wake up happily and go to sleep and sleep well. Even today, this is a thing that they will say in India. If people say, what's happened, this happened, that happened in my life, they say, that's okay, but in my life, if I lie down, I sleep well. He might have made so much money, it's okay, but I sleep well. You hear this? People say this part of the cultural expression. I sleep well means I'm living well. Only because I live well, I can sleep well. If I'm not living well, I cannot sleep well. So do not try to improve the quality of your sleep, improve the quality of your life, then you will naturally sleep well also.
मात पिता तुम मेरे प्रभु मेरे गुरु, मात पिता तुम मेरे प्रभु मेरे गुरु, जो है और जो है नहीं, सब कुछ तुम हो सद्गुरु, मात पिता तुम मेरे प्रभु मेरे गुरु, जो है और जो है नहीं, सब कुछ तुम हो सद्गुरु। माँ ने दिया जन्म, पिता ने दिया है नाम, माँ ने दिया जन्म, पिता ने दिया है नाम, अनदेखी एक दिशा बुलाती सुबह हो शाम, हर दिशा में अब तुम ही, किस दिशा को नमन करूं, जो है और जो है नहीं, सब कुछ तुम